Howdy everybody, Benzo here, back out on the creek. I'm in a good spot, I'm hoping. I'm doing some test pans up. Not really a mining trip where I'm going to try to see how much gold I can get. I started out down below. I'm going to show you a little clip. This is a whole new section of creek, whole different area. Really nice, high walls. This isn't really where I want to check out, but I'm going to jump down there and do a pan out of the deep in the middle with the big rocks, somewhere in there. First test pan gave me a nice little speck of gold, but I'm gonna head upstream, see if I can do better. Welcome back. That was a couple little specks. I did a second spin and found a lot more micros. I have a hard time getting the fine stuff out with that green pan, but I'm gonna go ahead and stop right here. I have a destination upstream still, and do a little pan in here just to find out what's in this spot. Okay, this area here is just before an impact and a turn. There's a little bit of bigger, heavier rocks up in this area there. Let's think about doing a test pan from there or from the middle of this rock bar where there's bigger rocks as well. Well, that test pan from that rocky stuff there, you'll never be able to see this, but I've never had a pan like this before. There are literally 100, 110 of those little tiny dots of gold all through this. I don't know if you'll ever be able to pick them up, but it is just completely full of the tiniest gold you can imagine. I gotta find bigger than this. Well, those two test pans I did here, one more in the middle, one towards the current, had a crazy amount of fine gold. I found 8 or 10 specks down there, little tiny ones, but here it was real small. Between the two pans, 300-400, I don't know, it was just like rain in the pan. This little stretch of the creek looks real nice. I don't think a lot of people have thought the same thing, because it looks pretty clean. You look at places where there should be some backup, or he's just clean as a whistle. There's hardly any sediment in here whatsoever. But I might find a little crevice to poke around or something. I'm gonna explore this little spot for a second. I might go up there a little bit and do a pan or two. It looks like there might be some material there, or even down below this particular stretch. It's probably been done, but I found this little rock here in the middle. And it's got a little crevice going on there, and some stuff here, and some stuff there. Some of it seemed kind of tight, so I'm gonna work around this rock here and see if I can find any gold. Just some of the overburden from around that rock. I don't know if you see it, but there is a bunch of that fine flour gold again. But this time, I got a nice little fleck of gold. Second test pan from around this rock, I did a little crevice in that little hole there on this side. It gave me another nice little fleck of gold and a bunch of little specks all around. Even though this area looked pretty flogged out, I found 3 flecks and 3 pans. And that's not even 3 pans really, it was just a little bit of scratching and crevicing a little bit and scraping around this rock. Working here on this inside bend, right there where the shovel was, there's a lot of material here I can work. It produced a nice fleck of gold and some little pieces. Not 100 little pieces like before, just a couple. But I know where all that little stuff is. Working my way up, did a couple pans, didn't show you. Had a couple of specks in them. But this so far here is the best pan of the day. I got a nice speck count. Some good side colors. There's 3 bigger pieces. 3 or 4 you can see also, and some more small stuff. So I'm gonna take just a few steps up, do another test pan, and see if this is consistent through this stretch. And if so, it's a good little stretch. Then I'm gonna walk upstream a little bit more, maybe test 1 or 2 more spots. This little old creek's got gold about everywhere, and the best chance of finding gold is not following the rules, it's finding a spot that hasn't been worked. Doesn't matter where in the creek it is, inside, outside, plunge pool, above the pool, slick bedrock crevice. As long as it hasn't been worked, you're gonna find gold. So that good pan, I did 2 more up that little channel, and it was worse and then it was better. So this last pan upstream for the day, and it's a good rocky spot, hard to dig, so I'm hoping there'll be some good gold in that. After that, I'm going to go right down to where that best pan was and do another pan nearby to see if it was a fluke pan, lucky pan, or if it's a trend. If it's a trend, I'm going to bookmark that spot for later. That rocky spot produced a fleck. Nice. This is the channel. I'm gonna go pick a spot down about 2/3 of the way, see what happens. Here's that last test pan of the day. 3 flecks. That's telling me that this is a good little stretch. I'll be back here to work it. Just 1 more. I was thinking I needed to do 1 more test pan a little bit downstream to see if the trend continues, and got a nice little fleck count here. I see 3 decent ones and several smaller ones floating around. So this was like a good stretch and a good pace streak. Be good for running a sluice. Alright, I did go ahead and dump out the snuffer and see what the take was for the day. There's some flakes, some flecks, some nice pieces. That black sand right there is just, it's mostly gold, I think. It's just that full. I'm gonna take it all back. Well, that's everything from me down here at the creek today. Did some prospecting. Hit several hundred yards of the creek. Got to test pan places I wanted to check. Found a spot that was just completely full of flower gold, and that could be fun to test out, the flower gold recovery on some of these sluices. I've never seen anything like it, just loaded. A little bit further up from there, I found a spot with some bigger flecks, but much less speck count. And a little up from there, I found another good spot with small flecks and a lot of material to work. And they had a 4th spot I found with good sized flecks and a good speck count too, which I think the last spot was probably the best spot of the day. Pulled 3 pans out of there, and they all looked really nice. So I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. You get to spend it with your friends and family. And please eat too much, drink too much, and have too much fun, because that's what it's all about. Until next time, get in the creek and get that gold.